Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have this Halloween makeup tutorial for you guys. If you cannot tell, this is a deer makeup tutorial. I just wanted to do something that was a little bit harder than my last tutorial, but still very, very simple. I kind of want the idea of my Halloween tutorials to progress from easy to a little bit more difficult. So I think my next tutorial is going to be like a pinup girl, like turning to a skull, decaying, is that the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Hopefully you guys get the idea, and hopefully you guys will stay tuned for that video that is soon to come. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and start this deer Halloween makeup look out with a primer. This is the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser Primer. Really love this stuff. So of course, when it's Halloween, you want your makeup to last all night, whether you're going trick-or-treating or going to a party or whatever you're doing. Now that we're nice and primed, I'm going to go with my L'Oreal True Match Lumi foundation. This is in the shade Classic Ivory, and I'm just going to apply this all over my face with a damp beauty blender right here. Next, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do my brows with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. This is in dark brown. I normally don't do my brows on camera, but I'm going to try to make them look a little bit more furry, fur-like, so that it just kind of goes with the whole tutorial. So yeah, let's just see how this goes. Okay, so up to this point, I filled in my brows how I normally do, and I think I'm even going to kind of fill them in a similar way that I normally do, towards the front. But I'm just, normally what I do is I flip the pencil vertically, and then I just do like little up and down strokes, and I normally make them match the actual length of my brow hairs, but I'm going to make them go a little bit higher, and then maybe even do a couple more going towards the arch. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I went ahead and I did make the little individual hairs stick up a little higher. And I think that kind of gives me the look I'm wanting to go for. So I'm going to do the other brow, and then we're going to move on to the eyes. Okay, so next I'm going to be going into my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, and I'm going to be picking up a mixture of these two shades right here. And I'm going to be taking those on a matte 217, and I'm just going to messily blend this into my crease onto my lid. This is the only shadow that we're going to be applying before we go ahead and we do the little spots on our eyes. Next, I'm just going to go in with my dense buffer brush just to really buff out and blend out those edges. Next are the spots. I'm going to be going in with this NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil. This is in Milk, so it's just white. And then to apply these spots, I'm going to be going in with this little sponge tip brush thing. I never freaking use this, so I'm going to put it to good use now, and I'm going to draw some spots on my eyes, and I'm going to do a variation of different sizes as well. Now going back to my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Palette, I'm going to be picking up this white shade right here to set the dots with. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do a wing, but I'm going to actually also extend the wing into my inner corners. So when we get to that part, I'll kind of explain what I'm doing, but for now, I'm just going to do a basic wing. Okay, so as you can see, I've kept this wing really thin because I don't want it to cover up the dots that we have on our eyes. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to do the other wing, and then we're going to do the extension in the inner corner after we do our concealer and set all that, just because I don't want the liner to get in the way. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other wing, and then we're going to finish off the face and the eyes, and then we'll be good to go. Next, I'm going in with my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is in the shade Chantilly, and I'm just going to be applying this under my eyes, and then to balance out the brightness, I'm going to put some on my chin, down the ridge of my nose, and a little bit on my forehead as well. Going back to my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, I'm going to be picking up this shade right here, and I'm going to be using that to set under my eyes as well as set the other places that I applied the concealer. Okay, so now we're going to do the inner corner with the liner. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the line going towards the inner corner, and I'm just going to drag it in slightly and then drag it back towards the lower lash line. You'll kind of see what I mean when I do it, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it so you guys can understand. Just about that much. Okay, next I'm going to go with this NYX Wonder Pencil. I think this is just in the shade Light. And I'm going to line my waterline with this just to give my eyes a more open and doe-eyed effect. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the lower lash line, and I'm just going to go in with the same MAC 217, and this still has a little bit of product left on it, so I'm not going to add any additional shadow, and I'm just going to just smoke this out on both lower lash lines. Okay, next I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put on some mascara and then do falsies. But I want to show you what falsies I'm going to be using first. So for the top, I'm going to be using the Ardell Whispie lashes. And then for my bottom lashes, I'm going to be using these Ardell Demi Pixies. And I'm just going to flip them and then glue them on how I would to my top lashes, except I'm going to do my lower lashes. Okay, so I have applied the lashes to my lower lash line. This one is being a little difficult, but it's okay. We'll get through it. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the rest of my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the middle shade from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm just going to take that on a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to really concentrate that on my cheeks as well as the actual hollows of my cheeks, and then really focus it right here on the sides of the forehead. And then we're going to contour our nose and everything, and you're going to really start to see this look come together. Okay, so the idea is for the face to look really nice and bronzed and brown looking. So obviously this bronzer for everyday purposes would be absolutely horrendous, but for the sake of the tutorial, that's just what we're going to do. It's all going to come together. And then to really sculpt out my cheekbones, I'm going to be taking the darkest color from the palette, which I never do, but again, this is only for tutorial purposes, and I'm just going to make sure I carve out my cheekbones with that, and then I probably will be going back in with this brush just to blend it out. Okay, so next I'm going to be going in with this brush. It's just kind of a fluffy eyeshadow brush, but I'm going to use it to contour my nose as I normally do. And I'm going to be mixing the two shades that we had used on our actual face to contour the nose. And I'm going to make this look really harsh. I'm not going to really blend this out because I do want to just create a lot of shadow because we are trying to look like an animal here. So I'm just going to try to mimic what I think an animal nose looks like. that even makes sense. Okay, so after I did that, I went ahead and I just tapped over it with the same brush that we used to set our under eyes. And next, because deers don't wear highlighter as much as I wish they would, because I would kill to use some highlighter in this tutorial, we're just gonna go into the matte highlight and we're gonna use the same color that we used for our under eyes. And I'm just going to bring this down the center of my nose. Sorry, I'm not flipping you guys off. That's just the finger that dipped in the pan. Okay, so next we're going to move on to the spots on the face. I don't know why I didn't think to use this NYX Wonder Pencil on my eyes, but I just didn't. So I'm going to go ahead and just draw random circles, going in lines, going towards my, what's this called? My ears. And I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to fill them in with this, and then I'm going to set it with the same shadow, and then I'll probably go back to the eyes and redefine some of these shapes just so it looks nice and seamless. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to do maybe like 3 or 4 circles on my temples where I bronze them up quite a bit, and then just do the exact same thing, fill it in with the same eyeshadow, and then we'll move on to doing the nose and all that jazz. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and finish off this deer Halloween tutorial, and we're going to do the nose. I'm just going to go in with some liquid liner, and all I'm going to do is first I'm going to draw like a little V shape at the tip of my nose. Just like that. And then all I'm going to do is kind of curve it around, go around my piercing. And bring it down all the way to the sides of my nose, so it should look something like that. And then I'm going to fill it in, all of it. Okay, next I'm just going to draw a line straight down my Cupid's bow, and then I'm going to fill in my top lip with the liquid liner. Okay, so just get it as dark as you can, and if you get some on your lower lip, it's fine, because we're going to be applying a brown liquid lip right there. My lashes are so stuck together. Pause. Okay, next I'm going to be going into the black from the Kat Von D Shade in Light Eye palette, and I'm just going to set all of that in place. Okay, final step is our bottom lip. I'm going to go in with this Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip. This is in the shade Tulle, and it's just a kind of more reddish brown. And I'm going to go ahead and set it with a mixture of this reddish brown and the lightest brown shade. Alright guys, so this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you let me know by giving this video a big thumbs up, as well as subscribing down below. Also, let me know down in the comment section what other videos you'd like to see from me, and I'd be more than happy to do this for you. But until then, I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.